Luke 9:57, it says this: as they were walking along the road, a man said to him, I will follow you wherever you go. Jesus replied in 58, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. And perhaps this man had seen just miracle after miracle of Jesus, and he'd been to the crusades of Jesus, and he was excited, and he says, Jesus, I want to follow you. And I've been there. I remember going to conferences and crusades as a younger Christian and just feeling the power of God and sensing the power of God and just saying, God, I'll do whatever you want me to go. I'll go wherever you want me to go. And I remember feeling that excitement, and perhaps this is what this man was feeling, seeing all the miracles that Jesus was doing, seeing all that he was doing, and he said, Jesus, I'll follow you wherever you go. But let me tell you something, following Jesus, it's not all about glamour. It's not getting the stuff, getting this stuff or that stuff, because it's not that. It's not glamorous. And when I would see those conferences, I would see the glamour part of it and not realizing that there's a cost associated with that. There's a cost to following Jesus, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. And many times it's not easy. You know what? Serving Jesus, it's not an easy road. If you're truly a disciple, if you're truly following Jesus, it's not easy. You know what? Let me just say this though, right here in the middle of this, that though it's not easy to follow Jesus, it's not easy being a non-Christian and not following Jesus. To me, that's not easy either. So either way, it's hard. But following Jesus sometimes could be so difficult, and I want to talk a little bit about that. It's not an easy road. Verse 59, it says this: he said to another man, follow me. But the man replied, Lord, first let me go bury my father. Jesus said to him, let the dead bury their own dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God. In other words, the man was telling Jesus, let me go take care of what I need to take care of today, and tomorrow I will follow you. God's not a tomorrow God. He was saying, Jesus, I want to follow you, but I want to be a convenient follower. When it's convenient for me. What? When it's easy for me, when it just makes most sense, when all the stars and moons are lined up, then I'll follow you. God is not calling us to convenient Christianity, church. He's not calling this church to be a convenient church. We're not a convenience store. Come on, we're a hospital, we're a refuge, a place of refuge, and the way we can become that is when we are not convenient followers. Well, God, I want to follow you, but tomorrow. No, it's not all about tomorrow. It's about today. Today, I need to follow you. Today, I need to count the cost. I'll follow you as long as things are going good. I'll follow you. Or some, when all things are breaking loose and hell's breaking out, then I'll follow you. We need to follow Jesus at all times. Good, bad, today, yesterday, and tomorrow, church. We need to be Jesus followers. I'll follow you, Jesus, but hold on, let me check my schedule. Let me make sure that party's not coming up. What? Hold on, I know they're going to go drinking next weekend. I'll follow you after that Sunday. Come on now. Come on, let's be real. All my neighbors, my neighborhood friends would, there were, and I don't mean to bag on Catholics, but they were all Catholics, and I'm just telling you as it is, and they will party hardy, but on Sundays they were at church. On Sundays they were confessing. That's not what kind of Christianity God's calling us to. He's calling us to Christianity that's not convenient, but that is hard. It's difficult. It's hard to walk with Jesus fully. It's difficult. Church, I'm not going to give you milk no more. Do you understand? No, maybe sometimes I will go back to the Baba. But today, you're not getting milk. We're getting the meat today. It's difficult to serve Jesus. I'm not proud of it. I'm not trying to be up here and make light of it. I'm telling you the truth. I'm giving you truth. It's difficult to follow Jesus. It's a difficulty. It's a difficult situation. Church, understand, to follow Jesus, there is a price. I mean, think about it. If you are followers of Jesus, then we must do what he did. We must do what he did. Well, what did he do? He sacrificed himself, allowed himself to be crucified so that you and I could have salvation. He didn't sacrifice his body so that we can have the house on the hill, or we could just live this blessed life. Although I believe in living a blessed life, and I believe that's what God is all about. But if that's all we think that he did for, then his death was in vain. Because that's not all what he died for. But he sacrificed, church. He allowed himself to be crucified. And if we look a couple of scriptures back in Luke 9, look at verse 23. He says this. Look back a couple of scriptures. It says, then he said to them all, if anyone will come after me. In other words, if you want to be a follower, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Verse 24, for whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. That what we just read is the most difficult part of following Jesus. That which costs the most, that which is the most difficult is denying oneself, denying our flesh, denying our wants and our desires. Because you know what, church? Our ambitions, in our life, in our goals, and what we need, or everything, almost everything we do, we do it out of selfishness, out of self-serving. Even when we eat, we're serving our body. When we make goals, we usually have a selfish goal in mind because we want to serve ourselves. We're selfish people. And I'm talking about myself, church. I'm talking about myself. When the Lord wakes me up at 3 in the morning, I don't want to wake up because I want to be selfish and stay asleep instead of pleasing the Lord first. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's me first. And the reason why this is so hard is because we're all selfish. We were born this way. This is not the way America Christianity is. I realize that. I realize that the mainstream Christianity won't talk about this. They're seeker sensitive. We don't want to offend the seeker. We don't want to offend the sinner. I realize that. I know that. But I want to go to, not only do I want to go to another level, God is calling us to go to another level. God is calling us to go. It's a mandate. It's a mandate, church. And he's looking for soldiers, one that he can count on, one that will be totally 100% committed to God. 100%, not halfway, not part ways, not when it's convenient, not when everybody else is doing it, not only when it's hard or when it's easy, 100% always he needs us. He wants us. He's looking for this soldier. He's looking for this soldier that will fast, that will pray, that will give. He's looking for this soldier who will deny himself and pick up his cross and follow him and endure the hardship. This is what he's looking for today, church. And though it's hard, though it's a difficult road, nothing, and I mean nothing, will be more rewarding than to give your life 100% to God and be 100% on board with him.